in, mate. That would be amazing.
Okay, great. Well, my name's Eric Johnson, creator and CEO of Teamzy. Let me get focused here. I'm focused, but the camera's not. There we go. And I'm excited to be here with you. For those, I know some of you are already using Teamzy. I heard you chatting about it, which is awesome. I'm excited that you're part of our Teamzy family. For those of you who haven't started using Teamzy or looked at it yet, it's actually a software platform that enables you to get all of your DMO done in less than an hour a day. You're going to be incredibly efficient, know exactly what to do. And the best part is, it's all based on this philosophy of doing business called relationship marketing. Okay? I'm going to talk a little bit about that tonight. I think it's really important that you understand the philosophy behind it, because you can use the application to make your life easier, but you'll also make your business more rewarding if you really embrace the relationship marketing philosophy. So what I want to do tonight is I'm first going to talk to you a little bit about this topic, which is how to leverage relationship marketing to become a power hour boss. Okay? And then after I've gone through this a little bit, I'm going to teach you a little bit about relationship marketing. I'll take you into Teamzy. I'll show you how to set it up, how to crush a power hour. Okay? And by power hour, I mean you can easily connect with more than 20 people in 20 minutes, create interest. I'll show you how to follow up like a pro, all of that. And then at the end, I'll do an open question and answer. If you have questions, you can feel free to ask me anything you like. I'll be happy to answer them. Sound good? Okay, so let's talk about how to leverage relationship marketing to become a power hour boss. My backstory, for those of you who have no clue who I am, I'll give you a little back history. I come from the background of coaching and consulting. I've been a professional business coach 16 years, helping people build their business. And I stumbled into network marketing by accident. How many of you stumbled into it by accident? Totally, me too. I had a great career teaching and coaching, training people how to build their business. I really enjoyed it. I actually found some products that helped me lose a lot of weight. It was life-changing, really. And I was sharing what I was doing just out of excitement. And I think that's what people naturally do. At some point, I realized there was an opportunity for a side business. And so I took a look at it, and looking at it from my consultant role, I said, okay, how much time do you have to devote to this business? At the time, I had 1 hour a day. Anybody relate to 1 hour a day? This might be it. This is your 1 hour today. Thank you for spending it with me. And so I knew that if I needed to get done everything that I wanted to get done in my business in 1 hour a day, I needed to find tools to help me leverage that time. I knew it was possible, but I had to be really efficient and organized. So long story short, those tools didn't exist, at least not in our industry. So that's why we built Teamzy. Okay, so you can fast forward 3 years, and here we are with Teamzy. We've trained more than 70,000 network marketers worldwide, which is amazing. And just in when was it, October of last year, we received the high honor of being endorsed by the Juice Plus company for their distributors to use us as CRM of choice. So that was a huge honor. So we're really excited about that. But let's dive back into this relationship marketing concept. What is relationship marketing? A lot of people think this means selling things to your friends, right? That's one reason why some people don't want to join our business. That's not what relationship marketing is at all. It's really about building relationships as your approach to business. It is our strategy, okay? Relationship marketing is a lead generation system. It's a lead generation system. That's a system that initiates consumer interest or inquiry into the products or services of a business. I know it's kind of like a boring business school definition, but you are business owners. And the first role of a business owner is to decide which lead generation system will I employ in my business to build my business. There's lots of ways you can approach this business, okay? Here's one principle though that I want to start you off with, and that's this. You are in the lead generation business. Marketing Juice Plus products is not your business. Your business is generating leads. Okay, you're the owner of the business. So it doesn't matter how busy you were today, how many customers you signed up, or how many people did you put onto your team today. If you didn't do the activities that generate new leads for your business, you did not build your business today. It's a mindset shift I want you to have. Okay, now here's the good news, because it sounds so harsh. You got to be generating leads. You know, it's like the Glengarry Glen Ross. Have you guys ever seen that movie? Donuts are for closers, that kind of thing. No, it's not like that. Because with relationship marketing, Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty. Okay? Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. So when I say generate leads, I mean you're meeting people so you can build relationships with them. That's it. That's it. Teamzy is a system that will help you meet people and build relationships with them. Period. That's all you need to do to build your business, okay? Now there's some skills and some things to help convert those to sales and things, but I'm going to share some of that with you tonight. But that's what you guys got to get. And then what we do with those relationships, we turn them into advocates. We turn them into advocates by investing time and providing outstanding service. We turn them into advocates. The traditional approach in our business is to turn over every rock or person we know looking for a sale. I will tell you that building a relationship with somebody will bring you 100 sales. Okay, it's just a different approach. The relationship comes first. Okay, next principle, relationship marketing depends on trust. Relationship marketing depends on trust. In other words, if you're a jerk, this ain't gonna work. Okay? That means that you must be 100% trustworthy. You must be 100% transparent about your business. You need to be upfront, unapologetic, sharing how you help people. By the way, Kristine, I loved your live today. That was a perfect example. That's probably why you like Teamzy. You're one of my peeps, I can tell. We're aligned philosophically. I watched her live today. I don't know Kristine, we just met. We became Facebook friends today or yesterday or something. And I watched her live and I said, this person gets it. This is what I do. This is how I help people. This is how my life has changed. You know, very much not trying to trick people or fool them into being interested. Just up front, it was awesome. But here's the good thing about trust. Trust makes the work fun. Trust makes the work fun. You don't have to convince people. When they trust you even a little bit, you can get right to helping them. You don't have to sell them. You can just help them. Okay, number two, trust takes the ickiness from the sales process. The ickiness, that's a technical term. The icky salesperson. You don't have to be that. If people trust you, you don't ever have to feel icky, and neither do they. And you get to go for yes. You get to go for yes instead of going for no. Right? You get to go for yes. So how do you build trust? How do you build it? There's 4 essential ingredients to building trust. Okay, I'll go through them quickly, then I'll break them out for you. 1 is chemistry. Chemistry. Okay, number 2 is character. Character. Number 3 is competence. Competence. Number 4 is consistency. Okay, that one was consistency. I'm repeating so you can get them down, those of you taking notes. Chemistry, character, competence, consistency. So let's talk about chemistry. Chemistry is where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? Right? The easiest way for me to describe this is this. People don't want to do business with someone they don't like. And on the flip side of that, people prefer to do business with a friend. Simple enough, right? So how do you find chemistry? You ask questions. You figure out what you have in common with people. Okay? Now, I don't want to sound like your mom, but I will tell you guys this. The other side of chemistry is making a conscious effort not to divide people. Okay? And the biggest place where we do this is on social media. We do opinions, political thoughts, things that divide people into groups. From the last I heard, your products help every person with physical body, right? So we want to find what we have in common, and we want to make sure that we're available to help everyone. So just keep that in mind. And leaders, keep that in mind with your team. Help them with their social posts. Let them know, hey, you're doing stuff that's a little polarizing. You're costing yourself business. You're costing yourself opportunities to help people. Number 2 is character. Number 2 is character. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you're relatable. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you are relatable. Please notice that character is not something you have, it's something you do. Okay, character is not something you have, it's something you do. We think character is something we have. In fact, when somebody may question our character, sometimes we're offended. Is that true? How dare you question my character like that? What are you implying? The truth is this, though, and I'm the same way, don't get me wrong. But the truth is if you're not demonstrating care, they should question your character. Your job is to demonstrate character. Okay? Your job is to demonstrate character in everything you do. The way you talk, the way you post on social media, the way you handle your kids, the way you drive in traffic. Little side note, I always think this is a funny thing. If you're a person of faith, I highly recommend you put some sort of a faith declaration sticker on your car, because you'll be a better, more considerate driver. Because you don't want people to associate your maniacal driving with whatever you've got stuck on your car. So I know that that's true. My wife's license plate says Faith, Hope, and Love. That's actually her license plate's numbers. So I feel like I always have to be super considerate while driving her car. It's like a good rule of thumb, right? It helps your character. Little tips to help your character. Number 3, competence. Competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. Competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. I need to know, first of all, I need to know, can you help me solve my problem? Do you know enough about your products? Do you know enough about what you do that you can actually help me solve my problem? Number 2, the second half of this is, now that I'm in love with these products and they've changed my life and I want to join the business, do I trust you to mentor me in this business? Do I believe you can help me be successful in this business? These are the things that I need you to demonstrate to me in your business. Now, for those of you who are new, anybody new to the business? Let me see. Anyone? New people are often told to fake it. Just fake it till you make it. Have you heard that before? Yeah, don't do that. Don't fake it. Now, just to give you context, fake it till you make it. This was a Zig Ziglar thing. Anyone ever heard of Zig Ziglar? If you've never heard of Zig Ziglar, you need to go read one of his books or listen to some of his old recordings. He's amazing. Amazing guy. He came up with fake it till you make it. It was in reference to your attitude. It wasn't about pretending to know stuff you don't know. It was just about your attitude. It was on the days you don't feel like it, pretend you do. Make sense? But I want you guys to understand, you shouldn't try to fake competence. Don't try to act like you know everything about Juice Plus when you're brand new and don't know anything. Don't try to act like you know how to build a multi-million-dollar team when you haven't signed your first distributor. That's okay. Lean into your team's competence. Lean into your upline's competence. Tell people, I'm brand new and learning, but I want you to know that my mentors are some of the most knowledgeable people in this industry, and I can text them any question instantly. Okay? Lean into your team. Tell the stories of your team. Tell the stories of your team's competence until you have your own. Make sense? But don't fake it. And tell your team, leaders, tell your new people, lean into me, lean into our competence as a team until you have that yourself. And your mission will be to build that yourself over the next year or so and demonstrate it as you go. Okay, chemistry, character, competence. There's one principle that underlies these before we move to number 4, and that's this. When somebody's going to do business with you, they really only care about 3 things. Can I trust you? Do you care about me? And are you good at what you do? Can I trust you? Do you care about me? And are you good at what you do? And any objections that you get in your business, whatever they may be, stem from these questions. When these questions are solidly answered in somebody's heart, they won't have any objections for you. And some of you have gotten to a point in your business where you don't have objections anymore because you are so well trusted. Your character and your competence are so well demonstrated. Make sense? Now, how do you will somebody say, can I trust you? No, this is more like an emotion that they feel. Makes sense? And so the way you overcome these over time is by building the relationship, which is what we're talking about tonight. Okay. Consistency is number 4. Consistency. By show of hands, how many of you cringed a little when you saw consistency hit the board? Being consistent can be hard, right? Being consistent can be hard. But here's what I will talk to you guys a little bit about this. You're already incredibly consistent with a lot of things you do. You think about all the things you do consistently. Some of them are bad habits, but you still do them consistently, right? So you can learn this. But I want to share this principle with you, and that's this. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. In other words, yes, being consistent builds trust. Is that true? How many of you have kids? Any parents? Being consistent builds trust? Yeah? And the second you're not consistent, don't your kids jump all over it? Oh yeah, they do. They never forget it too. Remember that time 3 years ago when you said I could have a cookie before dinner? You set the precedent. People respect consistency and desire for themselves. They'll trust you more, and it draws them to you. They want to be around you. This is how you build your team. When you're consistent, people will trust you and people will want to be part of your business. It's so cool. This, by the way, this is a paraphrase from one of my favorite books, which I'm going to recommend. I'm always going to give you at least 2 books to read when you come on a training with me. And that's this one, Influence, The Psychology of Persuasion. Have any of you ever read this book? So good. So good. Cialdini is like he's probably the most preeminent social scientist of our age. And this book talks about the kind of like the 6 laws of social persuasion. Isn't that the business we're in? Helping people, influencing them. Okay, check that book out. So the question I have for you is, are you consistent? How many of you are consistent? You use your Juice Plus products every day. You're consistent. Product to your product. That's good. Everybody, that's good. You're doing, Kristine, that's a good sign. That's a good start tonight. How many of you are consistent with social media? You post, you share your story, you're on social media regularly, you're consistent there. Let me see. A little bit less. That's something we need to do too, right? And then the real checkup from the neck up though is this. How about with relationships? Are you consistent with connecting with people and staying in touch? Those of you already using Teamzy, you're like, I am now. This is good. That's why we're here tonight, right? Don't worry, I'm going to help you with this. This is the important question is, we could be consistent doing these other things, but staying in touch with people is so important. Here's the principle. People won't believe you till they see you. People won't believe you till they see you. So you do these great posts. I called out Kristine's live today. I thought it was 7 or 9 reasons why you need to be in network marketing. I don't remember. There was a lot of great reasons. It was a good video. And a post like that will get engagement, right? It'll get engagement. Some people may even say, wow, it sounds great. DM me, let's talk more. You might get a few of those, which is awesome. That's like a home run. You get 2 or 3 of those. It feels great, right? But what about the other 3,000 Facebook friends who haven't commented or liked on that post? You guys understand what I'm saying? They still see it and they're still watching it. And many of them are interested in what you're doing. They don't believe you. When you say join me, they don't believe you're talking to them. Why would they? They haven't heard from you since high school. Why would they believe you're talking to them personally? Does this make sense? This is why you have 3 to 5% engagement on a post. By the way, that's great. This is why it's so important to connect with people one-on-one. Okay? Relationship building is a contact sport. You want to have a relationship, you need to be in regular contact with somebody. In fact, I will tell you the key to this business is being in regular contact with everybody you know. But I know your time is scarce. Don't worry, I'm going to show you the system that makes it easy. Here's the principle though. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Hold on, I lost my trackpad here. Come back to me. There we go. Well, there we go. I got it now. It came back to life. I want to talk to you real quick example on this. The only way to deepen a relationship is to invest time and connect with people. How many of you have ever received a really great card from somebody that you love, and in the card was a handwritten message? When you read this message, it had an emotional impact right on your heart. And let me see, anyone get one of those? Hopefully everybody. Question I have for you is when you receive a card like, it's awesome, isn't it? You could talk to somebody every single day and they could just write something down and it hits you. It's powerful. When you get a card like that, after you've read it, and if you're a total baby like me, you're all teary-eyed and you're like, wow, that was a great card. I like the card better than the present. My wife's like, nice card, where's my present, right? That's why opposites attract. What do you do with the card? How many of you are like, that's nice, and you just put it right in the recycling bin and move on with your day? Nobody throws them away. Do you guys save those cards? The really good ones, you save them somewhere. You've got a special place where they're kind of accumulating. And then you move. Kristine, I heard you say you're moving. That's when you look at them and go, do I really need to save all these? And then you end up packing them because yes, you do. It's amazing how we hold on to those. In fact, what's a couple things that really is notable about cards like that, you can pull one out of that box or that drawer 10, 20 years after you received it, and it will still hit you emotionally, sometimes more so, right? And then the other thing that happens is when people pass away, our loved ones keep those cards, don't they? How many of you have letters or cards from a loved one who's left us that you've saved? It's powerful. They're so powerful. Now, here's another example. This is a happy birthday postcard that I got from my life insurance salesman. Have you guys ever received one of these from somebody? A dentist or anybody, right? My vet sends one to my dog. Oh, no. And it says on the back, time for your shots, right? I have an elderly dog, so every time the vet looks at the dog, it's like a $500 visit. It's like my vet should be sending her birthday cards, right? But anyways, my point is, does this get put in the special place? How many of you keep these postcards along with those special cards? Do you think my kids will save this postcard? Will my son use this as his bookmark in his Bible after I'm gone? Probably not. In fact, the only reason I still have this is because I wanted to make fun of it on this call. These typically get thrown away or recycled immediately. What is the difference? It's still a happy birthday card, right? The difference is this required no investment of time. It required no investment of time. It's impersonal. It has no value. Does this make sense? And I want you guys to understand the vast majority of marketing automation ideas are this valuable. Okay? It's personal connection. Our business is made with personal connection. Do you guys agree? This kind of communication doesn't work. The card with a handwritten note, it's kept forever because it was an investment of time, undivided attention, time. Somebody took that time out of their day to write you that message. It's the most valuable thing they have to give you. Do you think they were playing with Facebook while they were doing that? There's no way. It's impossible. That's why it's so valuable. Now, look, I'm not telling you need to be writing love letters to everybody. However, writing cards and thank you notes and things like that are an important part of your business. It's one of the things you can log in Teamzy as a connect. So you should, I definitely recommend all of you, if you get to a point in your business where you're making a little bit of money, you should get some stationery made that you can write cards on and send to people. They'll save them forever. They'll save them for their whole life if you write something meaningful in them. But my point is the difference between a post on our feed and messaging somebody. The time that it takes to let somebody know, hey, I was thinking about you today, just you. And I wanted to say hi, I wanted to make your day. It's huge. I'm going to show you tonight how to do it really efficiently. Even just messaging people, texting people is a huge impact because it's so rarely done. In fact, some of you who have never done this with your relationships will start using Teamzy and your friends will ask you if your Facebook has been hacked because they just got a really nice message from you and it couldn't have been you, right? And you'll have to explain, no, I've just decided to start connecting with my friends again. Let's get back in here. I've got a little bit more presentation and then we'll jump into Teamzy. So, relationship marketing, great philosophy, but you can't just do this as you feel like it willy-nilly. You need to have a system. You need to have a system so that nobody falls through the cracks, that everything is organized, okay? You need a way to stay in contact with everybody. Regular contact. Know when to contact them. Know when not to contact them. In other words, you shouldn't have to think about this. Just turn it on and go and get started. Don't spend 3 hours planning a 1 hour power hour, right? Know what you're going to say so you don't get stuck staring at your screen all day trying to think of the perfect message. Anybody feel that one? That was me all the time. I think the technical term is analysis paralysis. We put scripts into Teams, I'll show you, to help you know what to say to start a conversation with people so you can't get stuck. You just keep moving. And then make sure that nobody ever falls through the cracks. In a few minutes, I'll teach you guys how to follow up. I guarantee you the vast majority of your great leads that you have are falling through the cracks. It's not because there's something wrong with you. It's just because you haven't been taught how to do it yet. But you're almost there. I'm going to teach you in a minute. Okay. Well, action steps. That's not yet. That's at the end of our call. So let's jump into Teamzy real quick. We'll set this up and do a power hour together. First off, I wanted you to know, if you're not already using Teamzy, go to teamzy.com/JP. Teamzy.com/JP to start your free trial. It's completely free, 100% access for 30 days, okay? We don't ask for a credit card or anything. Here's why we do full access for 30 days. I know other systems do 7, 14 days. I think that's so lame. You know why? I know that if you use this for 30 days, you will make a big commission check, okay? And then what I'd like you to do with that first check that you made because we kicked your butt, gave you a system, is just subscribe to Teamzy with the rest, with a piece of it, and let's keep going, okay? Great. Now that we said that. Also, just so you know, at the end of your 30-day trial, you have an option to subscribe to Teamzy monthly or annually. Juice Plus has negotiated a huge discount on your behalf. So all Juice Plus distributors get almost a full 35% off the normal Teamzy price, which is pretty awesome, okay? And I don't know the exact conversion because we do everything in US dollars, but it's $19.95 a month US for a monthly subscription. Okay, so let's jump in here. When you first come into your free trial, this is the Teamzy Juice Plus page that we're looking at right now. Am I sharing my screen? Oh yeah, okay. I didn't see the little green line around it for a second. When you first come in here, you'll jump into the setup wizard, which makes setting this up much easier. Okay, so I'm gonna launch it right here so we can see it. The setup wizard, you're gonna do 3 things in here. We're gonna set your income goal, we're gonna help you create a powerful why, and then we'll get all your contacts into Teamzy so you can be organized, all in one place. No more pads of paper, sticky notes, I don't know what you guys are using, spreadsheets that you never look at. You know, it's like crazy, right? You meet somebody and you're writing stuff down on a back of a receipt. You put it all in Teamzy, it lives in the cloud, it's in your phone, it's in your pocket. How many of you are within 2 feet of your smartphone right now? Of course, you'd be freaking out if it was 3 feet away. So you'll always have, it's true, right? You'll always have your full CRM in your pocket everywhere you go. All right, let's get started. So the first thing we're gonna do is set your income goal. What do you want your income goal, your annual income to be a year from now? Okay, it's a blank, you put in a number. I put 150,000 in my blank. So in other words, I wanna be making $150,000 a year 12 months from now, okay? Now for those of you who already have significant income, you put the difference you wanna make, right? So if you're making 100 now and you wanna make 200, then your goal is 100. Make sense? Whatever your number is, put it in there, but please, I beg you, please at least make it a 6-figure goal. Okay, because I believe you can do that in an hour a day if you're consistent. It's true. All right, next, let's go to the next page. So Teamzy's now done the math. It's telling me I need to connect with 4,348 people over the next 12 months to hit my goal. Okay, is that a lot? How many of you think that would be a big, busy year? You know, if I click continue, it breaks it down for me. On the breakdown page, it actually makes it something I can do. Teamzy breaks it down between my 3 groups, prospects, customers, distributors. And then it breaks it down monthly, weekly, and daily. So I have a daily target to hit. So what they're recommending to hit my goal is to connect with 9 prospects each day, 6 customers each day, and 4 of my distributors each day. That's 19 connects. And I will demonstrate it for you in a couple minutes. That's about 20 minutes work. You can connect with 19 people in 20 minutes with Teamzy. How cool is that? Okay. Now, when I say connect, I just want to clarify, a connect is just reaching out to help somebody smile, to make their day. We call it the make someone's day mindset. It's not to sell them or recruit them or to send them a link or in any way barf on them our business. It's just to connect and make their day. Okay, so we're going to connect with our prospects, our customers, and our distributors just to stay in touch. Now the next goal here, daily invites. An invite is where I'm inviting them to learn about the business. I'm inviting them to a party. I'm inviting them to try a product. I'm inviting them to join my team. Make sense? The invites happen after the conversation goes and I uncover some interest. But my goal is that after I've developed a little bit of a pipeline, that I'm going to be inviting 3 people a day to my business because I'm starting 19 conversations a day. Make sense? And then ads, this goal is just people that you're adding every day to Teamzy. You're meeting people, adding them to Teamzy. You're meeting people, adding them to Teamzy. You're thinking, oh yeah, I forgot about Cousin Mary. I need to add her to Teamzy, whatever. Adding new people. Now I want you to know that these are suggested based on my goal, but you can change them. You can edit them to whatever you want. Let's say you're brand new and you've got no distributors. You can make that one a 0. You can add those distributors to prospects and you can start like that, okay? This is a suggestion, and you can come change these goals at any time. But once you have them the way you like them and you click the big blue continue button, now Teamzy is configured to your specific goals. It's customized for you. If I jump to my dashboard, you can see that my goal is to connect with 9 prospects. You can see I've got 3 connects done. I have 6 left to go today. I've done 1 customer connect. I have 5 left to go. Do you see how that works? These are my daily goals, and it's based on the goals that you just set. Okay, next part is, the next part in this is my why. Finding your why. How many of you have done this process? How many of you have done this process? You've written down your why statement. A couple of you. How many of you know, like you've been told, you need to figure out your why. You got to get your why down. Yeah, we all know we should do it, right? It's one of those things. Here's why I'm going to spend a couple minutes talking about this. 1 out of 2 people in this business quit their first year. 1 out of 2 people in this business quit their first year, which means if you're new, the chances of you making it 12 months are 50% at best. And for all the people you recruit to your team, half of them will be gone in a year. Does that, I think the technical term for that is that sucks, right? Why do people quit? Look, here's the sad truth is we're quitters. That's why. We're quitters. People will quit every time, whether something major challenge comes into their life or whether they're just bored. They'll just quit. They'll quit unless they have a reason not to. See, we don't do anything hard unless there's a reason for it. And if you don't have a compelling why, you'll probably quit. This is why I'm going to spend a minute talking to you about this. The next piece of this is this. Finding your why is not that hard. You don't need to go to a sweat lodge in some sort of hippie retreat, no offense if that's your thing, to find your why. You don't have to go through all that. You don't have to do a vision quest or walk on hot coals. I mean, all that stuff's cool. You can do that stuff for personal growth, but finding your why is not that hard. I'm going to take you through a process right now. We built it into Teamzy to make this easy for you and to make it easy for your team to do. It's 5 questions just to get you thinking. And if you go through the process of just thinking about these 5 questions, you'll get at least a first draft of your why, which should be enough to get you going. And then I recommend at least once a year you go through the process again and go deeper with it. Okay? So, for example, I'm going to share with you my why that I wrote 3 years ago that within a year it just became my life, and then I had to go deeper. How cool would that be? How many of you would think that was pretty cool? It can happen. Okay, so let's take you through this really quick. I know some of you got to go back to work. So first question, why did you become a distributor? Why did you become a distributor? Now, in my case, I was already telling people about what I was doing. A lot of people were asking me, and I was telling them all the time. It was actually my wife who said, Eric, just go be a distributor. You could at least make a little bit of money every time you do that. That made sense, so I signed up. I didn't have a deep goal. I didn't have a real strong passion at that moment for what I was doing. I just did it because it seemed like a good idea. Next question, what do you hope to accomplish? What do you hope to accomplish? I wanted to make $500 extra a month. That's all. I remember asking my sponsor, hey, do you think if I did an hour a day, I could make $500 a month extra? He said, yeah, I totally think you could do that. Great. And I'm from California, so I'm sorry if I say totally too much. You just totally got to go with it. Okay? All right. So $500 a month, that was my goal. I was not on a mission like I am now to change the industry, the heart of the industry, and how we present ourselves and how we serve each other. I just wanted to make $500 a month extra money. Okay? Next question. Why is that important to you? Why is that important to you? I had to think about this one for a minute, but the truth is I wanted to save that money. I wanted to put it in the bank. I just wanted to make $500 a month and put it in the bank. Okay. Now, just to understand the context of this for you, you guys just need to know a little bit of history. And when you're talking to a team member, ask them like, well, why? Try to get deep on these. In my case, I told you that I was in the coaching industry. I worked with a company. We primarily coached real estate agents. Okay. And that was an awesome business because the real estate market, well, your real estate market's been booming for a long time too, right? It was booming and it was awesome. And then we had the Great Recession at the end of 2008. And the real estate industry here disappeared in a matter of days. It was gone. And so was that business. And I found myself with everybody I knew out of work. And it was very scary. And in our area, most of the people in our neighborhood were, on my block, there was 18 houses foreclosed on by the bank. It was a very scary time. Now, by God's good grace, we made it through the recession intact as a family. I found work in another industry, figured it out. But at the same time, we used our savings up and we started living paycheck to paycheck, which I know a lot of people experience that. It's very scary to live paycheck to paycheck. If you stop to think about it for a moment, you know that if your paycheck disappeared for 2 full pay cycles, everything would be taken away, right? And that's a really scary place to be. A lot of us are there. So I just thought, wow, if this business could put $500 a month in the bank, that would be a major victory, right? You guys feel that? Now, the next question is, what would achieving this mean for you and your family? What would achieving this mean for you and your family? I so much wanted to buy a new home for my family. I just wanted to buy I just dreamt about it all the time. I used to drive past the new houses and look at the new real estate listings. Like I dreamt of buying a new home for my family. We'd outgrown the small home we were in. My wife and I have 4 kids, 2 Rottweilers. Like there was no room anywhere. And I just dreamt of having a bigger house, a big yard for the kids and the dogs. And that was a major dream of mine that there was no way I could ever do. We were more than $100,000 upside down on our mortgage, and we were living paycheck to paycheck. But I thought, wow, if I could put that money in the bank long enough, maybe I could buy a new house for us. Next question. Do you see how in 5 minutes I've gone from, sure, I guess sign me up, to, wow, do you think I could buy a new house with this business? I'm starting to get excited about it, right? How is that meaningful? Why is that meaningful? How does this make you feel? That's the 5th question. Why is that meaningful? How does this make you feel? Now, I don't know if you guys think buying a new house is meaningful, or is it shallow and materialistic? Depends on your perspective. And the truth be told, I was just kind of confessing this to the last team I talked to earlier today. I feel guilty when I make big financial goals. Do any of you kind of feel guilty about those? Like, one of my goals is to be a billionaire. I feel so guilty even saying that out loud. Like, why? Why would you want that, right? But here's the thing. This is just a little side note. I believe it's our duty to be as successful as God made us to be. That make sense? Otherwise, you're not honoring the gifts you've been given. So you should shoot for big goals. And you can just deal with the guilt a little bit. But here's the thing. As I started really thinking about this house goal, I realized this. The house, yes, I wanted a new house, but that really wasn't the issue. The house was symbolic. It was symbolic of family, right? The problem wasn't the size of our house. It was the relationship with family. I was missing it. See, I was busy working all the time. How many of you guys are busy working all the time? I was always working. I was never with my kids. I would get up in the morning and kiss them goodbye. They'd be in their pajamas in bed still when I was going off to work. And I'd go do my job, and I'd come home in the evening, and they were in pajamas again, getting ready for bed. That was my role with my kids. Good morning and good night. And I thought to myself, I'm going to miss their entire childhoods this way. I'm not going to be here for it. And then the kids would go to bed, and I would have 45 minutes to an hour with my wife before we both were exhausted asleep. And I know probably some of you guys could relate to that. That's kind of more normal than not, but that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted for my family. As I was going through this process, thinking about the new home and all the things that I wanted, I realized what I really wanted was the freedom to be with my family more, to set my own hours, to be able to create something that could grow and that I could spend my time doing the things most important to me. Does this make sense? And so I created in that process my first why statement. And the first thing that happened in the process was I had kind of an aha moment where I was thinking about, well, I have this great career. I've got a lot of respect and status. I had like this really cool office. You guys, like the corner office is what our dads and moms told us we needed to go for, right? I had a corner office with an ocean view. It was gorgeous. Yet I was paycheck to paycheck, and I couldn't dream of buying a new home for our family. I was completely stuck in my career. And I had this side business for extra money. I started looking at that going, this side business actually has more potential than my career. How many of you guys already see that? So here's what first thing I'm writing my why, the first mental shift that happened, I started thinking of my career, my salary, as extra money. these guys are going to pay me 6 figures so I can build my business. Some of you need to make that shift. That's your extra money. Okay. Now, I wrote my first why statement. This was just 3 years ago. I want you guys to know, just for some perspective. Oh my gosh, blows me away. Very first why statement. Actually, the sample text here is my actual why statement. My why: to create a life where I never have to worry about money again. I enjoy quality time with my family, and I'm present for my children on a daily basis. I'm healthy and full of energy. Okay, this was my why. Really simple. These were the values that I wanted to have. By the way, part of never worrying about money was never being laid off for some whimsical reason. Nobody could do that. I was in control of my own job, right? I wrote this why. And by the way, whatever you write in this box, when you click continue, it'll publish the dashboard of Teamzy so that you can look at it every day. I want you to look at it every day before you do your power hour and read it to yourself out loud. Your why will convict you. How many of you have had days, this week even, where you thought, I don't really feel like doing my business stuff today. Maybe not today. You guys ever feel that way? Your why will convict you because it will force you to decide, well, should I turn on Teamzy and go for 30 minutes and connect with 20 people and move towards this life I want? Or do I want to stay stuck? Do I want to continue to be worried about losing my job, worried about money, not being with my family? Is that the choice I want to make? It's hard to not choose 20 minutes of activity, isn't it? When that's on the line, it convicts you. I want you guys to know what happened to me. When I wrote this why, it got me so motivated and fired up to build my business. Before that, it was just an extra $500 a month. Now I'm going, I need to build this. Within 3 months, I left my career. I came home to build my business. My house was so crowded, there was no place for me to work. So what I did was I went to Home Depot. Do you guys have that? Do you know what Home Depot is? It's like this big store with home improvement stuff. I went there and I bought a shed. You know, like the sheds you put in your backyard, maybe store a lawnmower and rakes and things like that in it. I bought one of those sheds. I had it dropped in my backyard on the dirt. I drilled a hole in the wall and I ran an extension cord through the hole. I made a homemade desk out of an old closet door in there, threw a computer on it, and I started building my business in the shed. Okay, my kids, I called it the shoffice. My kids called it my shed quarters. I know this is nuts, you guys, but this was just 3 years ago. I knew I wouldn't be in the shed for very long, and I wasn't. But here's a picture from those days with one of my business partners, Mike Lopez, coming to check out my new office in the shed. You just got to figure it out and make it happen. Once you have your why clear, you start removing obstacles to your success. Does that make sense? And this thing was hot. I would do trainings out there and the sweat would be pouring off my face and stuff. Can you imagine? How many of you guys can imagine right now being in your backyard in a shed talking to me on this training? I used to tell people, don't mind the sweat. It's the sweat of passion. I felt like I was preaching the gospel in my shed. But you know what? It was because of my why. It was because of my why and made it happen. So don't skip this part. And I'm sorry that I took so long. To share this part. We're going to get into the app right now and do a power hour, but I just feel like it's really important. And I want to make sure that each one of you takes a minute to get into your why, because without it, you'll probably end up quitting the business. Make sense? All right. The last step here for setup is you're going to actually get your contacts into Teamzy. Okay. So there's a few videos here to help you how to get your back office imported. You're going to want to get your team first, then your customers, then your Facebook friends. Okay, if you get those 3 lists, you're ready to rock and roll. And then you can, wherever else you have contacts, you can bring them in to Teamzy. Okay, your address book, also Juice Plus address book, you can bring into Teamzy. There's instructions. So there's a couple of videos here to help you, but I want to show you, if you exit the wizard, how you can import people at any time. You just click this add contact button to add people to Teamzy. Do you see that button at the top? You can add a single person, or you click here, bulk upload, and you can upload your files. Okay? If you need to learn how to do it, you just go to the Help Center right here on the left. The Help Center has instructions on everything. It has videos, it has written FAQs, it has trainings. If you want to do, for example, how to import my team and customers from my back office, you click that FAQ. You want to see Juice Plus. Okay? There's your step-by-step instructions. It's all in there for you. But if you run into trouble and you're not tech savvy, you click this little help button in the bottom right, send a message, and my team will help you. They will even schedule, if you need it, they'll even schedule a one-on-one Zoom and walk you through everything you need to get set up. Okay, so no matter where you are, self-serve, need lots of help, we're here to help you. Don't get hung up on that. Once you get all your contacts into Teamzy, there's one more step for setup, and then we're ready to do our power hour. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go to the team page. See, we're on the dashboard now. I'm going to go to the team page. In relationship marketing, your team is much bigger than your distributors. Your customers are your team, your friends, your prospects are your team, your family's your team. These are all people who support your business. Make sense? So everybody in Teamzy is your team, whether they know it or not. Okay, so the team page is your full CRM. All your contacts are here on this page. Okay, and when you click on one, it shows you on the right all their contact info, all of your conversations with them are logged here. Any notes you have on them, everything's here. Okay. Now you notice when I clicked on Hobie, he's got 3 stars out of 5. What I want to talk to you about is why we use a star system to rank all of our relationships. See, in relationship marketing, you have to prioritize your relationships. Okay. So write down, I have to prioritize my relationships. 80% of your business will come from 20% of your relationships. You guys have heard that before, right? It's a true principle. And you should spend more time with those 20%. Okay? You should talk to them more often. The star system is a very simple way for Teamzy to automatically do that for you. So let me explain. What you'll do is you'll go into rank mode. I'll turn it on for you right here. Rank mode lets you go down the whole list quickly, and everybody's going to come in automatically as 3 stars. And you're going to go down, and if you see somebody that you think should be higher, you're going to rank them up just by clicking on it. Okay? If you see someone that should be lower, you rank them down by clicking on it. If you see somebody you don't like, you can delete them by clicking on the trash can. Okay, you're going to do this quickly, and these are the definitions for the stars. A 5-star is somebody most likely to become a customer or distributor, or they're an existing customer or distributor that's a rock star. 5-star people are your best friends, your closest family. 5 stars are going to show up every 30 days just to connect and make their day. Every 30 days, you're going to get a reminder, hey, connect with this person. Deepen that relationship. 4 stars is someone likely to become a customer or a distributor with a little bit of nurturing, right? Or they're the solid performers on your team. They're your friends and your family. 4 stars, they're going to show up every 60 days. Okay, every 60 days. 3 stars now could go either way. They're getting a little colder. They show up every 90 days. Most of the people on your list will be 3 stars, and that's okay. You'll still talk to them 4 times a year, right? If you know 100 people, then you're going to go through that list quickly. But if you have 3,000 Facebook friends, you're going to be glad that it's cycling through that way. Make sense? 2 stars is getting colder. It's 120 days. So in other words, more stars, more often. Less stars, less often. Does this make sense? You rank them once and you never have to plan anything ever. You never have to think about your power hour. You just turn it on and go. The second you've logged in, you're starting to work. No thinking, okay? When you're done, it auto-saves. You don't have to worry about that. Go back to the dashboard. We're ready to do a power hour. Are you guys ready? I'm going to take you through it really fast. Now, Teamzy's set up. I log in, and right here in the center of my screen is my power hour module. See this where it says power hour? The left side has my lists, prospects, customers, distributors, and my follow-ups, okay? 4 lists. They have 5 names each on them. That's to keep me focused and to keep me from getting overwhelmed. The right-hand side is where I log the activity as I go. So it tells me who to connect with. I log it as I go. There's no going back and logging stuff. Let Teamzy lead you, and you don't have to go do homework. You just get it done. Make sense? Some of you are using Teamzy as a filing cabinet. You're doing your own thing willy-nilly and then later logging it in Teamzy, which is fine, but you're not harnessing the power of the system. Make sense? Okay. First person on my list is Kristine. I'm going to connect with Kristine. Now, this is where I used to get stuck. What the heck do I say to her? Right? So I've got you covered on this. Right here in the middle of the connect box, you see scripts right there. You click on that and you get my best scripts that we've now tested with more than 70,000 network marketers. These scripts are so clean and lean, they work great. So I'm going to get a Facebook one. I personally, you can use any of these or you can do other if you've got other ways to connect with people. But my favorite way to connect is Facebook Messenger because 2 things. 1, the response rate is through the roof on Messenger. And 2, it improves your visibility on Facebook with that person. So I'm going to go to Facebook and just click Connect One. This is a simple script. Hi, James, stopping by to say hello. How are you? I hope your day is awesome. Okay? Copy that script. I've probably used that script 10,000 times. Seriously, I exaggerate, but I've used it a lot. So I copied it. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna paste it here on her record so that I can edit it a little bit before I send it. So obviously the name is not correct. By the way, some of you wanna be really fast and you'll start taking names out of messages. Excuse me. I highly recommend you always put somebody's name in the message, okay? Otherwise it doesn't seem personal. It seems like you blasted it to everybody. So always put their name in the message. Hi, Kristine, just stopping by to say hello. How are you? Hope your day is awesome. I like the way that's worded, so I'm not going to change it because I worded it. And then, of course, though, I got to put some emoticons in there, right? Got to get your emoticons. I don't know, whatever emoticons you want to put in there. Are you guys emoticon happy like me? I love emoticons. They're great. This just lets her know it's light and fun. Okay, so now I've got it just the way I want it. So what I'll do is I'll quick copy that, and I'm going to send it in Facebook, which I have open right here in a separate tab. Now, the way Facebook works is you have to send it in Facebook. But it only takes a second, so it's not a big deal. There you are. Send message. Boom. It was already there on my clipboard. Send. Done. See how easy that is? So now the message has been sent to her. Now I'll toggle back to Teamzy and finish logging it. So that was a Facebook message. I'm going to click the big blue log connect button. That's how you log it. Boom. And it's done. Now notice right here, I've now got a 4 up there. I had 3. Now I have 4 done. She's gone off my list. She's gone away into the ether. She'll come back in 30 days if I don't hear from her. I'm going to go to the next person, Jay. I'll use that same script. It's already on my clipboard. Why work hard? Change the name. Hi, Jay. Just stopping by to say hello. How are you? Hope your day is awesome. Great. Just the way I want it. And I'll toggle back over here. Whoops, I had it. Look up Jay. There she is. Send her the message. Bam. Send. Done. That message is sent. I'm going to go back to Teamzy, finish logging that. Toggling back and forth. You can do this on your mobile phone, by the way, and toggle back and forth the same way. That's logged. Look, I've got 5 done, 4 left. Next person on my list is Brandy. I'm going to keep going down my list, sending connects until I hit my goal, which is 9. That circle will be all the way blue, and I know I'll be done. It'll say 0 left. I'll go to the next list. Now, a little pro tip on this. As you're firing these messages off, your goal is to get a response, and about, maybe 50% will respond, which is awesome. When those responses come back right away, don't jump on the conversation yet. Finish your power hour, finish getting all your messages out first so you'll get distracted, okay? Just hang in there. It's just gonna be a few minutes and then you can get into it. The other pro tip is the people who do not respond, I do not want you to give a second thought to. Don't go, should I follow up again in a week or what? No, you don't do anything with them. They didn't respond. They will come back on Teamzy when they come back, okay? It could be in 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, doesn't matter. When they come back again, every time you connect, it'll be warmer, okay? They definitely saw your message, especially if you send them a Facebook message, they saw it, and that's what you want. Maybe they were just busy at that moment, they didn't respond, but they still felt the make your day sentiment. Make sense? So when you're done with your prospects, you toggle your customers, you start connecting with customers. First person on my list is Emlyn. I'm gonna send him a message. Again, I'll go to my scripts so I don't have to think. I don't wanna think, I just wanna do. So let me just get one. Here's an easy one. Hi, John, how are you enjoying the products, right? What is he getting? Capsules, gel, gummies, whatever. Send me an update, let me know I can be of help. Simple. Or maybe this one, I love this one. This is just my favorite one. Hi, Jane, just checking in to see if there's anything I can do to make your day. Okay. By the way, has anyone used this one? Try that one with some of your favorite customers. People love that one. Usually the response is, wow, your message just made my day. Do you guys see how easy this is? Check it in and see if there's anything I can do to make your day. Boom, ready to go. Send it in Facebook, log it here, go to the next person. Working down your list the same way. The goal in this example is 6 customers. I'm gonna message 6 of my customers today. I'm just gonna stay in touch. Real quick on this, because I know I'm kind of running out of time, so I want to move fast for you. But I want you guys to understand that connecting with customers is as important as prospecting. How many of you wish you were better at staying in touch with customers? Do you think they'd be pretty easy now plugging into this? You do not need a complicated follow-up process for customers. You don't need to have like, okay, so I need to talk to them 19 days after the initial order, then 6 days after that, then 11 days. Don't overcomplicate your life. Just let Teamzy bring them up periodically. You'll be in touch with them and it will be fine. Does this make sense? Keep it simple. The simpler and easier it is, the more likely you are to get consistent doing it. Okay? Now, you need to be in touch with your customers. One, it's good service, right? And you just need to be in touch with them. That's good service. We all aspire to that. Number two, when you're in regular contact with your customers, they order more products. They retain longer. This is just by being in touch. They will order more products and retain longer, okay? Think about a time when you went to a fantastic restaurant. How many of you have been to a nice dinner in the last year? And you have a great server who comes out, presents the food. You have a really good experience purchasing the food, putting in your order. The food comes out, it's gorgeous, it's delicious, and then you never hear from them again for the rest of your meal, right? How likely are you to order another glass of wine or have a wonderful dessert with this meal? You're not likely. This is just, I want you guys to remember that. You just need to be present. You don't have to sell, you don't have to push, you just be present. Just be present for people, they'll order more. You wanna see your team volume go up 20, 30% in 1 month, get everybody on Teamzy and watch what happens. Which very, very wisely, Kristine has me here, coming across the ocean to help you guys do that this month. Right? Everybody wins. Okay, so connect with your customers, they'll order more, they'll retain longer. The last thing I wanna say about customers is this: how many of you have a great customer now? At least one. How many would you like? Would you like more people like that? Yeah. So where do you find more people like that? The best place to find a good customer is from a current customer. Okay? That's the best place to go. Why is that? How many of you are here because somebody you know was raving about Juice Plus? People who love a product talk about it. They just do. They just do. The statistic here in North America is 82%. It's probably very similar in Australia. 82% of North Americans make purchases based on the recommendations of friends, right? Would you say that's probably true there too? Your customers are talking to their friends about Juice Plus, and their friends are very likely interested in purchasing it already. They haven't even heard from you yet. Your job is to be in touch with those customers, be in touch with them, and get introduced to the people they're talking to. Okay? Never ask your customers to refer you to somebody. Ask them to introduce you to somebody. Okay? And it doesn't have to be some weird introduction. Just say, hey, just open up a group text or a group message on Facebook and introduce me. And I'll get them some information on what we're doing. We'll go from there. Make sense? I do a 12-week boot camp every quarter, and I spend a whole week on that last 10 seconds of training, just so you guys know. Like, I'm trying to give you guys a little bit, but the truth is there's a lot of training on that. But getting introduced to people is how you build your business. It's absolutely the best way to build your business. If you've got 1 or 2 customers now, you actually have in your hands the opportunity to have a huge business without doing any other marketing. You just start building trust and building relationships and getting introduced and getting introduced and getting introduced and getting introduced. It becomes super fun too. And those people already trust you because a friend sent them to you, and it's fantastic. Okay, so stay in touch with your customers. The last category in Teamzy is your distributors. You want to connect with your distributors the same way. So you hit your distributor list, connect with your distributors, say hello, make their day too. Okay, people are motivated by relationship more than money. So if you want to help your team be successful, have a great relationship with them. That will motivate them to keep going. And it only takes a second. As your team gets huge, it's even more important to have a system like Teamzy to help you to connect with people. So now you've connected with prospects, customers, distributors, okay? Half of them don't respond. Don't worry about them. The ones that do, you're having conversations with. That's great. The next list are follow-ups. There's nobody there because follow-ups don't happen automatically in Teamzy. You have to set them. Who gets on my follow-ups list? Follow-ups list is where I put people that have shown some interest in the business or the products, and I've invited them to learn more about them. Now I'm going to follow up with them. Does this make sense? So before that, we're just connecting. We're just having conversations. And in the conversations, we're just trying to find ways to help people. So for example, I sent a message to Kristine at the beginning of our power hour. She responds, hey, Garrett, great to hear from you. And it's just, hellos. It's nice pleasantries. This is where I'm going to try to have a conversation with her, and I'm going to try to draw out of her some information that will help me help her in some way. So I'll say, well, yeah, I was thinking about you, what have you been up to? What are you doing today? Or what are you guys doing lately? Like, send me an update. Tell me what you guys are doing. And so she sends me an update. Oh, we're moving. I learned this today from her post on Facebook. They're moving to be closer to family. Oh, that's so cool. Where are you moving to? So now we're having a conversation, right? And so I'm starting to think of ways to help her. Are you doing it yourself, or are you looking for a moving company? Oh, we're thinking about moving company. Oh, I might have a couple of great names I could send you. People that I've worked with that are great. Oh, that would be cool, right? Like, how can you help her? One thing that always helped me was, maybe have some packing tips. I've moved a lot. Actually, we just moved. We just moved 4 months ago into our dream home. Remember the goal? Remember the goal? Yes, I'm standing in it right now. I'm not in the shed anymore. Can you tell I'm not in the shed? Not in the shed. So I'm looking for ways to help her. Now, in the conversation, that's my goal. My goal in that first conversation is just to help her. But I'm hoping that I'll get a chance to talk to her about Juice Plus, right? So we're talking, and she's like, well, what about you? What are you up to? And now I'm going to give her my update. Now, my goal is not to say, I'm doing Juice Plus. Would you like to learn more about Juice Plus? My goal is to tell her what I do, write this down, what I do and why I'm passionate about it. What I do and why I'm passionate about it. My good friend Ron Llewellyn, who's a Juice Plus distributor in North Carolina. He actually was in one of my boot camps, and I met him. And I'm just going to tell you his story real quick. He was using Teamzy, and he was doing everything I told him to do. And he messaged me, and he said, Eric, I don't know why I'm not getting any sales. I said, well, I pulled up his account. I saw his activity. I go, well, you're doing the activities. Let's jump on a quick Zoom and talk about it. So I jumped on a quick Zoom and I talked about it. And I said, well, what's going on? He goes, well, I'm having great conversations. People are glad to hear from me, but it's not going anywhere. I said, well, why do you do Juice Plus? He says, well, he's like, I have stage 4 melanoma. And basically the doctors told me that there was nothing they could do for me. They put me in palliative care and told me to enjoy what was left of my life. And so Juice Plus has brought me back to where my last 4 scans, I've been in remission. Wow. Is that an amazing story? I've told the story 10 times and my hair is still standing up on my arms. That's an amazing story. So why are you doing Juice Plus? Well, I feel like everybody needs to know about this. I said, how many times have you told that story when you're messaging people? He goes, I don't want to throw my cancer in people's face. No one wants to hear my sob story. I said, Ron, this is what you need to share. This is what I'm doing and why I'm passionate about it. So in the example, if it was Ron talking to Kristine, what have you been up to? Well, Kristine, I don't know if you know this, but I have melanoma. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. No, it's okay. It's actually in remission. But the truth is that the doctors put me in palliative care. They said there was nothing they could do for me. And so I found this product, Juice Plus, and it allowed me to regain my health just by nutrition. And from the inside out, I was able to put it in remission, and I have a new lease on life. And the truth is I'm so passionate about, now that I have a new lease on life, I'm passionate about helping other people with their health. What's Kristine's response going to be to me? Wow, that's awesome. Okay. Now that's an extremely powerful story. My story was, hey, I don't know if I know you knew me back. You've known me a long time, Kristine, and I've always been kind of fat, right? I lost all the weight. That was my story. It wasn't as cool as Ron's, but hey, I lost 60 pounds. Wow, that's cool. What'd you do? I found these products that helped me, and now I found that I'm really passionate about helping other people solve this same problem. So Ron would say, if you know anybody who needs to work on their health, I would love to connect with them and see if I can get them some information that could help them. And I might say, if you know anybody who's looking to lose a few pounds, I would love to help them. I found that it's really fun and exciting for me to help them. Oh, that's so cool. Do you guys see the difference? What do you do and why you're passionate about it? You need to share that. Their response will be, wow, good for you. Wow, I'm proud of you. Wow, I'm excited for you. That's the first response you want to have people have to your business. Okay? And then based on the conversation, how you feel it's going, I might say, Kristine, are you interested in learning more? You might actually be really great at what I'm doing. Would you like some more information on what I'm up to? Okay. If she says yes, great. I'm going to invite her to something. I'll show you how to do that at Teamzy. If she says no, not really, I'm not really interested right now, Eric, I say, no, that's no big deal. But could you do me a favor? Could you do me a favor, Kristine, if you come across anybody in this situation that might need help, would you connect me to them so I could get them some info? Maybe I could help them. What's she going to say to that? Yeah, even if she doesn't mean it, she'll say yes. And it's okay. I'm training her brain. I'm planting the seeds in her brain to help me. I'm building my army of advocates. Do you see how this works? If she says, yes, I would like some more information, this is what I'm going to do in Teamzy, guys. I'm going to log it. I'm going to invite her to something, and I'm going to log it. Yes, you'd like some more information. Great. Kristine, listen, are you around tomorrow night? Yeah. No, you don't need to go anywhere. It's going to be on Facebook. You can be in your pajamas, but we're going to have an event. Oh, really? That's great. Yeah, we're going to do a Facebook Live event. If you're around tomorrow night, you can be in your pajamas, whatever, tune in and you'll get all this information. It's going to be awesome. She says, that sounds great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look her up in my lookup bar to get to her record. She's not on my dashboard today. That brings me to her record. And now I'm going to click on connect to open up that box again. And I'm going to invite her to this Facebook event, right? So let's just call it a Facebook Live event. And then see right here, it says invite on the bottom left. I'm going to put, let's call it a business opportunity meeting. So you've got a few different things you could choose from there, but that moves it from a connect to an invite. Okay. And so I'm talking to her, great. I'm going to send you that link right now to that event tonight. And then I'll check in with you tomorrow, Kristine, see if you have any questions. Sound good? She says, that sounds perfect. Thanks, Eric. So now I'm going to set my follow-up. See this little calendar? I'm going to set my follow-up for tomorrow and I log it. Now, she has a follow-up now set on her record. If I go to my dashboard, you can see I've now got another invite logged. And on my follow-ups, she's due tomorrow. Okay? See how that works? So I've uncovered some interest. I'm now inviting her to something specific, and I'm setting her on my follow-ups list. Now I will follow up and follow up, and I will 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 follow up with Kristine. Why? Because I want to be annoying? No, because that's how I love Kristine. See, I want you guys to know the fortunes in the follow-up. You've heard this, right? Fortunes in the follow-up. Did you know that 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and the 10th follow-up? Have you guys heard that before? How many of you follow up 10 times typically? 2 hands, that's actually a really high number for this size of a group. Most people are like, no way would I ever do that. Because we're worried about coming across as annoying, right? Here's what I want you to know. Let me just see hands for those of you who truly believe that you can change people's lives with these products. Good, okay, so you're my people. How many of you believe this opportunity can change people's lives? How many, that's why you're here, because you're passionate about helping people. Good. 80% of the people you want to help, 80% of the people you want to help, you'll never help unless you follow up 7 to 10 times. Right? That hits you between the eyes, doesn't it? This is why I say this. Following up isn't an annoying thing. Following up is an act of love. Write it down. Following up is an act of love. If you love people and want to help them, the only thing you can do in your business to help somebody is follow up. Your products are irrelevant if they never buy them. It can't help them sitting in your house or sitting in the Juice Plus warehouse, right? You have to love people enough to follow up with them. Now, I'm just going to teach you how to do it real quick in Teamzy. It's super easy. And I promise you, I know some of you got to go, but if you hang with me and we're recording it, I'm going to teach you the 2 rules for following up without being annoying. So you won't be annoying. People will thank you from their heart for your follow-up, okay, if you do it this way. First, let me show you how to do a follow-up in Teamzy. It's super easy. Oh my gosh. It's a former mentor of mine used to say, make it chimp easy, right? And that was like the chimpanzees that the United States sent up into space in the 60s. They taught them how to hit, like, this was the button for reentry. This was the button, like they learned how to hit 2 buttons. Chimp easy. That's the way Teamzy is. So now when I'm going to go to my follow-ups, so I'm doing my power hour. I connect with my prospects. I connect with whoever's up next on customers and distributors. Then I go to my follow-ups and I have a follow-up due for Kristine. I'm going to go to my scripts, just like always. I'm going to grab a script, follow-up, number 1. Just so you guys know, I've made this easy for you. I put my 10 follow-up scripts in Teamzy for you, numbered in order. How many of you guys think you could remember to do number 2 after number 3 and number 3 after number 4 and so on? Totally. I made this so easy. Look, hi Jane, just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? Okay, there's my follow-up script. Copy that. We'll send it to Kristine. Change the name. Just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? Great. Boom, we're gonna send that. You send it the same way, just like a regular connect. Just on a little side note, as I send this connect, did you know that there's another Kristine Drummond in Brisbane? Do you know her? And she's in network marketing. So honestly, I was looking at these two when I was sending you a friend request. I'm like, which one is it? Which one is it? But then I figured it out because your email has your picture that you sent to our help desk. So it's perfect. Okay. So look, go back to Teamzy real quick. Log that. We're going to log this follow-up. Now, this time we're going to make sure, very important, make sure you set a new follow-up on that record before you let it go. So I'll follow up again, let's say in 2 days, and log it. Why? Because she probably won't respond to that follow-up. I need to have another one set. Why is that? People just don't respond to follow-ups. How many of you guys have noticed that people don't respond to your follow-ups all the time? Yeah? You use the term crickets when you hear nothing back from people? Yeah, crickets. Look, here's the truth. 20% of the people who are excited will sign up in the first 2 or 3 follow-ups. Those are the people you're already getting. The other 80% won't even respond to your first 5 or 6 follow-ups. They won't even respond at all. How many of you have already had a couple of those and it's been really frustrating? And then what happens is you start creating a story to explain the crickets. It's too expensive for her. She's broke. Oh, her husband's a jerk. He's probably not letting her do it. I heard that you start creating all these things in your mind that you're making this stuff up. I want you guys to understand you're making this stuff up. And I do it too, by the way. I do it too. But you have to understand what's really happening is you send that message off and they get it and they're like, oh yeah, I need to do that. But oh my gosh, the baby's throwing up on the dog. I have to go. They put their phone down. They go handle the problem. The next day you message them, it's dinner time. I'll do it after dinner. They forget. The next day they're driving and they forget. They're getting your messages, but they got other stuff going on. Doesn't mean they're not interested. Does it make sense? It's not their job to follow up with you. It's your job to follow up with them. So I'm going to give you, are you guys ready? I'm going to give you the 2 rules so that you're never annoying when you follow up. Okay, write these down. Rule number 1, never ask someone to do anything in a follow-up. Don't ask them to do anything. Don't ask them to even respond. Don't ask them to call you. Don't ask them to RSVP for your event. Don't ask them to do anything in a follow-up, okay? There's no request. Number 2, your follow-ups always, always, always need to be written out. They need to be written out and they need to be short enough that they can be read without opening them. Okay? They need to be able to read them on the lock screen, notification screen of their phone without opening it. Now, why is this so important? If I have to listen to it, that's annoying because now I have to, not only do I have to open it, why do I not want to open your message? The same reason why you don't want to open messages when you get them. Because once they get the read receipt, you feel like you have to respond now, right? And you may not have time to do that right now. You may not, you don't have time to respond, but you'd like to know what the message says, right? So it's annoying if you can't just read it. How many of you guys have small children in the house or other loud creatures? I've got 4 kids. The chance of me being able to hear a voice message at this moment is about 0. I have to go lock myself in a bathroom and hope they don't figure out which one I'm in before I can hear the whole. You guys relate? There's no way I can hear a whole voice message without somebody attacking me with love, but there's just no way, right? So those things can be annoying. Make sure it's written so they can read it, okay? And they can scan it in a heartbeat. They look at their phone, they can scan it, and they receive the whole message. Here's what the truth is. The goal of your message is to keep you top of mind with a positive emotion. That's it. They're going to get your message. They're going to reconnect to the hope, the excitement they had talking to you. They're going to go, oh yeah, I need to connect with him, but I can't right now. That's fine. A couple days later, you stay in touch with them again. You stay in touch with them again. They're like, okay, yeah, dang it, I need to get back to him, but I can't right now. Then what happens is, maybe it's been a couple weeks now and you've reached out 5 or 6 times. You'll get a response that says, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I haven't responded to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for staying in touch with me. I really appreciate it. I can tell how much you care about people. This is what you'll get. As long as you remember that following up is an act of love and you stay there with it, they'll get that from you. Does this make sense? And follow those rules. So this is just a recap, and then we'll do a quick Q&A. You guys are troopers for hanging in here with me. We'll do a quick Q&A. Here's how you do your power hour. The first 20, 30 minutes of your power hour is pretty much all you'll be doing for the first few weeks until you fill up this follow-ups list, okay? You're gonna connect with your prospects, your customers, your distributors. The second half of your follow-up of your power hour is doing your follow-ups, okay? Going down and sending your follow-ups. That's your power hour. You'll be done, okay? And then let's assume that over time, Kristine converts, she joins the team. Let me just show you how to do that in Teamzy real quick. Again, look her up. What I'll do is right under her name, I'm going to click on the sale button and I'm just going to log the application fee so that I know that she joined my team, save. I'm going to tag her on the products that she got, whatever products she bought, so that it's important to tag the products because I don't have time for it today, but you can actually pull lists of everybody with that product, which there's lots of uses for that later, which is kind of cool. And then I'm going to move her member type to distributor just by clicking on it, personally sponsored. Now she'll be on my team. I'll connect with her on the distributor list instead of the prospect list. Make sense? If she became a customer and just bought retail, then I would just click on customer, move her to the customer list. Easy peasy. Make sense? You just do that consistently. Just do it a few days a week. You'll create tremendous momentum in your business. A couple of you guys can share the momentum you've already done just playing with Teamzy for a couple weeks if you like. But real quick, I'm going to give you action steps and then we'll take a couple questions. So your action steps. 1, go to Teamzy.com and get your free trial started. Teamzy.com/JP. Okay, Teamzy.com/JP. Get your free trial started. It's 30 days for free. That's a no-brainer. If you're already in a free trial, set up your subscription so that you don't miss a beat when the 30 days is up. You can continue going with it, okay? Action step number 2. Get a 30-day success partner to do the trial with you. You can even do this in 3s, by the way. 3s work great too. But what you want to do with a success partner is say, hey, let's do this Teamzy thing together for 30 days. Hold each other accountable to really do it, okay? And each day when you've completed your dashboard, you're going to get a little message on there that's really gratifying that says 100% you crushed it. How many of you guys live for the you crushed it from Teamzy? So you're going to get that little message on your dashboard, screen grab that, send it to your partner in a message. Boom, I crushed it. How about you? What'll happen is there will be days where one of you does it and the other one doesn't, and you're going to be super pissed off at your partner, and then you're going to have to go into Teamzy for 20 minutes and crush it too. And you'll do it about 10 times more in 30 days than you would have done on your own. Okay, so get a 30-day success partner or trios. And then I'm gonna give you a 5-day challenge. Last thing I wanna give you is a 5-day challenge. I challenge you to connect with 100 people in 5 days. That's 20 a day, it's what I demonstrated, it's 20 a day. You can do it in 20 minutes, and it can be any mix of prospects, customers, and distributors. But I challenge you 5 days in a row, because what will happen is you'll absolutely overwhelm yourself with conversations. How many of you right now are overwhelmed at the thought of, what the heck do I do to build my business? Where am I going to find my next customer? In 5 days, you'll flip that. You'll be overwhelmed with opportunities and conversations and be like, oh my gosh, how do I manage all this momentum I'm creating? I want you to experience that and see how quickly you can do it so you understand what kind of tool you have. Does this make sense? And that's a good place to be. Successful people are just as overwhelmed as unsuccessful people. They're just overwhelmed with opportunity. Okay? And you don't want to be completely overwhelmed, but you want to be almost at overwhelmed. That means you're at capacity and you're using your potential. Okay. All right, guys. give me a couple of questions. Do you have any?
I have one. So when you get replies back, do you go back into Teamzy and log where the conversation got up to? Or do you, so you don't, that's basically my question.
That's a great question. Okay, so how many of you use a CRM at work for your job? Okay, now at work, you have to log everything, right? You have to go in and log everything because somebody else might look at your conversation, whatever. So a couple things happen in Teamzy. If you log every back and forth, then it skews your connects number. If you log them as new connects, it counts them too many times. So if you really feel the need to log the whole conversation, what I do is you go into their activity feed, click edit on the original message, and you paste the whole conversation later in there if you want a record of it, right? Now, when I started using Teamzy, I'm the first person who ever used Teamzy, right? I had these guys build it, and I was testing it, playing with it, working on my own business at the time. That's what I did for a while. After about 3 weeks, Joel, after about 3 weeks, I had so many conversations going that there was no way I was going to spend time logging the back and forth in Teamzy. But so I stopped doing it. What I found was it didn't hurt me a bit because Teamzy knew when I should reach out next. And when I reached out next, that whole conversation was in Messenger, or the whole conversation was already in my text. So I already could reference it really quickly, so it didn't miss a beat. But what I did do is I used the note section in Teamzy for really pertinent information that I wanted to make note of. Losses in the family, or specific likes or interests, things like that I throw in the notes section. We just had a laugh with the team that I was talking to earlier. In California, we have Starbucks everywhere, Starbucks coffee everywhere. Do you guys have Starbucks in Australia? You probably have something better. We have it everywhere, and everybody has a favorite drink. So one of the things I always kept a note of was what people's favorite Starbucks drink was. If I was in the neighborhood of their office, I would stop by with their favorite drink. It was like a $3 or $4 investment for me, and it made people it blew people's minds. And then all their coworkers want to meet this cool person who brought a coffee to this person, and you get to meet new people and add them to your Teamzy. So little details like that I would keep in notes from our conversation, but I didn't worry about logging the whole conversation. Does that help? As long as you either know that they're in your Teamzy flow and they're going to come back 30, 60, 90 days, or you've set a follow-up, then you don't need to worry about it because Teamzy is going to go connect with them and then you can look it up, if that makes sense. Okay. Any other questions?
Yeah, I chucked one in the chat. I just said, what happens when you, if you've got a lower number of customers, so obviously if Teamzy has put the prediction to be, 4 or 5 or whatever it is per day, but if you've only got 5 customers to connect with and you're supposed to be connecting with 5 a day, how does it balance out? How does that work?
So what I would recommend you do is you take that 5 and add it to prospects and move your customer goal down to 0 or 1. Okay, for now, and add those numbers to prospects as you build your team. So if you're brand new, you'll have 0s on distributors and customers, and you'll have everything on prospects. Make sense? Okay, so the Teamzy algorithm, it's based on a lot of research that we did on top people in the business and several different network marketing companies. It's based on how many people they reached out to versus how many sales they made, what the average commission was, and what the typical lifetime value of a recurring customer was. So all of that is calculated in to your connects. It's not an exact science, but here's what I will tell you is we haven't had anybody do the activities that didn't get the results. If you're consistent at this, you're going to get great results. You may even do better than your goal. The consistency has its own magic that's hard to quantify. Think of it like fitness. Kristine, you're my go-to person because you're in the fitness industry too. It's like fitness. 20 or 30 minutes a day consistently gets you a lot more than 2 hours every Saturday, right? It compounds in a magical way with relationships too. So that's how this works, if that makes sense. So anyways, new people, don't worry about it. If you've already gone through your 5 distributors or your 5 customers, just move it over to prospects, temporarily put that at 0 and keep rocking.
Eric, that was absolutely amazing. Oh my goodness, so much gold in there. I love how you've already got scripts in there. It makes it so easy because so many people, you know, contact their uplines to say, what would you say to this? What would you say to this person? You know, so having that there is just so handy. Yeah, for everyone on the call, I've been using Teamzy for I don't know how long, a couple of weeks. And for me, I'm one of those people that if you tell me what to do, I'll go and do it. And if you're like that, you are absolutely going to love this program because you basically rock up to work, and as you just saw, it gives you the people you need to talk to every day. And I'm a bit of an overachiever, so I love to try and go over the numbers as well. So once I've hit that 100% in my power hour, and that's it, like it's only an hour, 90 minutes to get all mine done, then I can add more to it later on in the day. And when you're sitting in the pickup line at school, you can log into your phone and you can log a few more things, get a few more follow-ups done. And that's the beauty of it. You can do it anywhere in those stolen moments throughout your day. So, Eric, I really, really appreciate your time. That was 90 minutes of absolute gold. And I'm looking forward to seeing the team expand and grow from this and see everybody's success that comes from the consistency of implementing the tools that you just gave us. So thank you.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me. Hey, on a side note, Kristine, did you say you're coming to Sacramento for the...
I am, yes.
All right, I'll be there, so look for me. It'd be great to meet you in person.
Awesome, awesome. Joel will be there as well, and Karina Daniels is coming over too, so I'm excited.
Awesome. Joel, look for me. And I'll be wearing some sort of obnoxiously branded Teamzy jacket or shirt or something, so you'll be able to see me.
I'm hoping it's going to glow like your Teamzy glow light in the back there.
That's not a bad idea. They make that stuff in New Orleans. I'm sure I could find it. So,
yeah.
But again, thank you for having me. It was a pleasure spending some time. Hopefully this was really valuable. God bless you guys. Have a great night. And Kristine, I'll send you the recording tomorrow.
Thank you so much.